Okay, so we're up really early today.
Right.
Yesterday we were on a pirate ship. We get to ring in my birthday on a pirate ship. You know what else? I got to shake Superman's hand.
That's right. Henry Cavill was there.
That was so cool.
That's amazing.
So cool.
We got tons of stuff going on today, Anime.
I know.
We're going to do Lost Girl.
The end of season 3, Bo goes missing, so we pick up right where we left off. Claimed humans are considered terrorists, so without Bo there, Kenzie's got to relearn how to survive, and she's got to, use her skills, her street skills, her theming skills, her bravery, her, creativeness. She's got to use it all just to survive the day, survive the hour, and not get killed.
I mean, we delve more into the characters, into our own backstories. Certainly for my character, we start to learn a little bit about what she's doing there, why she's there.
Dyson as well. We get to see a little bit of where Trick and Dyson's relationship started. Get a little bit more period piece action going on. But
and there's nudity.
Is there?
There's a little bit of nudity on our show.
Is that what I signed? Was that the nudity rider?
Yeah.
Warehouse 13.
Yeah.
People keep asking, is it bittersweet? Is it sad? And I don't feel that way. I feel so satisfied with the final 6 episodes and how they honor, the mythology of the show and preserve the legacy of the show. And I can't stress enough that I think the fans are just going to love the final episode, because it doesn't feel like the show is ending. It feels like it just continues to live on, and I think we all cried when we read it. It's probably my favorite episode of the entire series.
Yeah, I think I think that's the real beauty of our last episode, is that it's so well done, and it puts closure to everybody. It's not just like, oh, well, these characters, like everybody just gets such a great ending, and they really wrap it up in a way that I think everybody's going to be happy with.
And then that was what was always fun for me, is to show up and go, we do what in the net? Like, we're going to do what? Whether we're saving the world, or we're in a noir, we're trapped in a noir novel, or, Rico Colatone's there, or Kate Mulgrew is my mom. I mean, Jerry Ryan is my ex-wife. I mean, she... 7 of 9. I mean, I grew up going, oh my God. Like, I just would turn on that show. I wouldn't even listen. I would turn the volume down just to wait. I was like, and then all of a sudden she's playing my wife. I was like, when I met her, I was like, you don't realize my street cred just went up like tenfold.
It's been professionally not something I was really expecting. I've done a lot of movies. I've done a lot of guest stars on shows. I've directed 4 films. I'm writing. I've written a lot. I'm going back to directing and writing. And I wasn't expecting, at the age of whatever I was when that happened, 59 or something, that when I got this role, that I would end up with such a great role that would last so long. I wasn't expecting it. So it goes to show you that you never know it.
It's going to be insane.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you, Anime.
When we started the show in season 1, it was very defined turf for each actor, right? They had like Sam Huntington and Megan Rath, 2 screwballs, and they're like, all right, let them be screwballs, let them be big and funny and all this stuff, and then Whitwer's going to sort of anchor it dramatically. And then as the series went on, we get to sort of flip-flop a little bit. And now that we're in season 4, the writers are more interested in sending me on dates with people like, with Deanna Russo and they want to put Megan and Sammy and Kristen in sort of life-threatening situations, which I find to be delightful.
My character. So when we left her, she was sucked down her death spot by Donna, and what's happened is Sally seems to have absorbed quite a bit of Donna's power, so she's quite different this year. It's sort of amazing to think of how far she's come in 4 years. And so what she does is she tries to harness that power and use it to get out of where they are. So that's sort of where we start off.
We have so much to do in a day. Television moves very quickly. Most people don't realize that sometimes we only have an hour to do a very, very important scene, and that's what happened with the wedding. We literally had, it was the end of the night, it was a super long day. We had one take. We got one chance to do the wedding scene, and that's why they did it like there was a camera that was like doing close-ups on us, and then they had a camera moving around us. And so, and in a way, it was then very organic and authentic because, you know, we just had to go for it and hope for the best. But it was at the same time so stressful, and I you know, wish that we would have had longer with it. But I think that it worked out beautifully as a result.
I'm gonna get a longer coat. I'm gonna get a longer gun, and I'm gonna come in, and then I'm gonna be like you know, like the utility belt. You know what I mean? Like the Scooby Gang, they're out there, and they're like, we're in this corner. We got the zombies after us. All this shit's happening. If I could just punch the like thing to get Hank, bing, and then I'll show up with my longer coat, my bigger gun, and I'm gonna shoot somebody. Somebody gonna die. You know what I mean?
But like, I've only read the first 3 episodes, and the zombie thing is gonna preoccupy us for a minute. We're gonna be doing some big cinematic stuff because the crew is able now to handle big stuff with more speed, you know, because they've been working together for so long now. So we're going to be able to do some pretty crazy stuff.
I don't know if Nick's mother's going to come and save me. Someone's going to have to, because I cannot get out of this predicament alone. I will say I'm not in much of the first episode, which has been awesome. Because I'll still get paid. I would love Wu to be like Indiana Jonesing, like on a vine, and like, I got you, Nick, and he picks me up and we swing off into safety.
Well, there's going to be a very sort of confrontation, very, I think, violent confrontation with Eric, because now he's really done it. He stole my Grimm, so there's going to be hell to pay. That's going to happen early on in the season. I think we're going to have to face off, and you know, the royal family's very extensive. They tend to breed a lot, so there's a lot of other potential members of the family.
It does happen that I do see something this season that makes me a little batty. So it really jostles me. So I think it's in the plan, and we'll see where that takes us.
We were pretty sure in the first season that you were a leprechaun, because every episode...
Oh, I like that.
Every episode you'd go, hey guys, look at this, and you'd have some piece of integral evidence that somehow you managed to end up with.
I'm Irish Asian. I'm Irish Filipino. I like that.
Irish Filipino.
I like that. I'm gonna pitch that
Awesome.
completely. I like the leprechaun idea.
Right?
We don't know how the angels are going to play into the story. We don't know if it's going to be friend or foe. We don't know. You know, it might be a case-by-case basis kind of thing. I like the fact that Dean is now not playing the guilty cheerleader anymore. You know, I think he really felt like he should have been the one who was doing the trials, and he should have been the one to sacrifice himself. And the fact that it didn't work out like that, and then that Sam took the reins on it, he was really. I think he really held a lot of guilt about that, but had to push that aside and support his brother and what he was doing, and that was really tough. So I think that now that that's over with, Dean now has a kind of clear idea of like, okay, well, you know, back on the horse, here we go. We got stuff to deal with.
I am effing thrilled that I get to do something that I thought Jeremy and Bob were going to bring up in the panel, and they didn't, so I can't talk about it. But the way Sam heals, choose my words carefully, the way Sam heals involves a big secret between Sam and Dean that Sam's not aware of, and Dean keeps from him. But we'll see Sam going through a change or changes regularly that I can't wait for. I think the fans are going to love it. If they don't love it, it's because I'm doing a bad job, not because it's not the coolest. It's made me more excited to shoot this season than I've ever been, ever. So it's cool. It's really cool. It's a wet dream. Seriously.
It's still the cast we know. He's just
stripped of his powers and mortal and human. There are a host of frustrations that brings with it. One that we have early on in the season is, hey, Cass, get over here. It used to be that he could teleport. Now it takes a couple of weeks for him to get there because he also doesn't have a car or money for a bus. So everything that was so easy for him before is really difficult, and all of the ways in which he could be helpful in the past, most of them are gone. I mean, he's a bit of a resource for intelligence. He knows stuff perhaps that he can share with the Winchesters, but beyond that, he's kind of useless because not only is he human, but he's not accustomed to being human, so he's bad at that even.
Junior, why don't you hurry it up?
Gosh, I don't know. Was there anything else?
We'll come up with it. We'll come up with it. See, we're not remembering, but it'll pop into our heads. So in the middle of the floor, we'll do another one of these probably.
Okay, guys. Bye bye.
Well, now it's time to meet with an non-stop day. It's safe to say we'll have some fun today on Geek World Radio.